Similarly, all over Penang, especially these heritage places, you can see a lot of people, converting old buildings to budget hotels, and a lot of people, they also attracting a lot of guests into such hotels. In Penang, in Chula Street, there is a very old mansion called Wing King. I think King something. It's a very old mansion which they've converted to a boutique. They call it a boutique hotel, which charges as much as a five-star hotel, but it attracts people because of its uniqueness and situated in the middle of the heritage area. So there is a big demand for such hotels, not necessarily only in heritage areas like Penang and Malacca, but also in most towns, because people pass through and they just need basic accommodation just for a day or two, and they just probably stay the night. One classic example which I always notice is in Penang, in Gulugo. There was this one Malay gentleman near Taman Tun Sadon who converted his big bungalow to a hostel called Anggerik Hotel, and a lot of outstation travelers, students, budget travelers, they used to come and stay there. So, having seen the success of that hotel, he has now expanded into many others. So much so, on Main Road, Gulugo, he's now got a hotel which is branding it as A Hotel. A stands for Anggerik. So down there, he's got a small cafe, and then up below, and all the above is all the hotels, rooms, budget rooms. And I also understand that he manages the hotel 1926 in Burma Road. So basically, running budget hotels which are clean, with basic facilities, and with a cafe and situated in a central area attracts a lot of people. So this one good area which you can look at. We can get a few buildings together, and you economize on furnishings, you can make it a successful business. Now going on to the next one is this thing about healthcare for the aged and newborn. Now Malaysia is quite unique. This is one country where you can see that there are a lot of there are many orphanages in Malaysia. That means people without parents, children without somebody to take care of them. But if you look around, you'll notice that most of these orphanages are either Indian origin or Malay origin. You don't see any orphanages which are Chinese run. But if you look at old folks home, most of the old folks home are run by the Chinese people, while the Malays and Indians don't have many old folks home. This is because of the way the culture and thinking within the races, where among the Chinese, they prefer that the elderly are taken care by professionals in a good environment, while the capable go out and earn, while the other races tend to stick on and take care of the elderly. Now, taking care of the elderly, as you all know, is not an easy job. They need specialist care, and their needs and their requirements are very different, and they need mobility. They need to go to a hospital for checkups. So unless you are providing a full service, if not, it's not going to be easy. On the other hand, newborn babies, in the olden days, I remember even my children, when they were born, there used to be these old elderly ladies, grandmothers, who used to come and do everything to do with the baby bathing, and they used to hold them by their legs upside down and gunchang them and put smoke into their nose, also, which nowadays we dare not do because we are all scared. So taking care of newborns is another big business. I know among the Chinese that such services don't come cheap, it's very expensive. There are ladies who come and do all these things. Now along this way, if you can run, I came across this ad where they have this ad where they have rehabilitation and home care. So instead of you going out to them instead of you running a home, they come to your home and then they take care of the people who need such old age care. So they provide transport, and they also come and take the elderly out for medication, seeing doctors, and they take care of them. The old folks home is actually run from your house. This is a kind of services which can be good. So instead of you running old folks home, you can actually run the services by having a group of customers and you going over there and taking care of them during certain hours per day. And there's a lot of opportunity for people to pay you for this. Now, moving on, there's another big opportunity. We all know that nowadays the deliveries, courier services are usually following day. That means we send out today, the next day only the courier service reaches the destination. Of course, if it's interstate or it is outstation, it normally it will reach on the other side the following day. But nowadays there's a big demand for same day delivery, and this is very applicable if you are doing same day delivery within the same city, like for example within Penang, mainland and the island. So and this is catching up quite well in the US and many other advanced countries where people want documents to be delivered same day, because employing a messenger or a runner has become expensive, and if you're not doing such services every day, it's better to use this kind of same day delivery services. Now, of course, technology is coming in to help this a lot. In that even came across this video where now they have Amazon uses this new technology whereby they can deliver even using this drones flights which runs without pilot. It's a very simple. It's a very. I'd like to just run this video for you to just see. This is Amazon, and it shows how they nowadays do these deliveries. So it shows how our order is taken using iPad. You order this particular skate tool, and then the tool will be, the order is immediately logged into a central system, which will process, and they promise you a 30-minute delivery. Within 30 minutes, they'll deliver it to you, and it goes on the principle of them using. Like you see, you buy 30-minute delivery, the order goes to the Amazon warehouse where the item you wanted is picked up and is packaged into this box, and then they cover it, and then what they do is the box moves to this, we can call it airport, where Prime Air, which is also owned by Amazon, picks it up using a drone. It picks it up, and then using the GPS positioning of the recipient, it just flies and it comes straight to your doorstep. You can see it will come to your doorstep. It's all fully coordinated using GPS system. Comes to your front door, and it just leaves the package there for you, and then it leaves, and then it goes back to its center, and you come out and pick it up. So please don't be surprised one day in the near future this will be happening for all kinds of same day delivery, and something just to share with you all. It's an interesting concept which you can do to new businesses. Now, like to move on to the next area of business, which has got the next three will cover food. Now, if you are fully aware, the world is getting bigger and bigger. The present world population is about 7 billion human beings. It's expected to go up to 9 billion in the year 2050. So anything to do with food, anything to do with human beings, there's no way the demand will go down, because as more and more people in the world, the demand for food will forever be going up. Now, as you know, food is very essential for everybody. Everybody is always looking for healthy, fresh food. Healthy food becomes very important because due to the high incidences of diseases, we notice diabetics, the number of diabetics is going up very fast. A lot of people have cholesterol, Some time ago, we did a checkup for staffs in our company, and we found out that easily 70 to 75% of staffs who look healthy are all having cholesterol, high cholesterol, and easily 45% of them are diabetics, and they were not aware about it. Now, due to this concern about healthy lifestyle, a lot of people are also very concerned about having proper meals for themselves. So along that line, some of the good things are running a business where you can do food box deliveries. Now this is very feasible probably in cities where people don't have time, and the cost is high. And if you can, like for example, as shown in this picture, you can see this lorry which moves around in KL, where you can just go up there, climb up, and they have all the foods. You just choose from the menu. Straight away they serve you the meals. The other way is also to set up a business where you take pre-ordering. You have a central online ordering. You can say that Monday this is menu A, Tuesday is menu B, Wednesday is menu C. So, and then you just go and you just place the order, and food is delivered to your office, and just pay for it. Now, there's another version to this. There's another very famous food delivery system which is run in Mumbai, India, and this is called they call themselves the Dabba Wala or Tiffin Wala. What they do is they deliver this. There's a cooperative which run a delivery system, and they cater for 122,000 lunch boxes every day within the city. What they do is they come to your house, the wife will cook the food and keep it ready in a tiffin. I'm sure you know what a tiffin is, a 3 or 4 layered kind of carrier. So the wife or the house there, they pack the food and keep. So these guys will go and pick it up according to the zone. They are called the Dabba Walas, and then they'll be in one central place where it's all distributed. It's something like this courier companies, then they redistribute, and tiffins are delivered to your door, to your office, and you get fresh home cooked food. And this system is run so well that even Harvard University did a big study on it, because they realized that this whole system, 132,000 lunch tiffin boxes are delivered every day, and the error they have is, if you talk in terms of manufacturing, it's with 6 sigma accuracy. That means the mistake happens only 1 in 6 million deliveries. For every 6 million delivery, there's only 1 error. That means they send the wrong tiffin box to the wrong recipient. So, of course, Malaysia might take a while for this to happen, but if it does happen, it is something which meets people's requirement for healthy, fresh, home-cooked food. Now, this is a big potential, like I said, because population is always getting bigger. Anything to do with food is always in big demand. Now, talking about food, the next area where there's a good potential for food is on serving healthy food. Now, as you all know, lately there's a lot of concern about two areas. There are about 2 areas of food. One is this thing called gluten-free food. Now, gluten is a lot to do with wheat products. Now, if you take bread, most of the wheat which is generally used, normal wheat, which has got a component called gluten. Gluten is something like a starch component. The Indians will know, if you take a piece of halwa, it is pure gluten. Now, in the US, lately it's becoming a big issue, because people who take food with very high gluten, that means bread, anything to do with wheat, now experiencing a lot of discomfort in their digestive system, especially in their intestine, and a lot of them end up having this very common health problem called celiac disease. celiac, whereby you always feel a lot of discomfort in the intestine and your colon, whereby you feel like you want to go to the toilet very often, and there's a lot of gas formation and discomfort in your underbelly. Now, this has been traced to the high incidence of gluten-based food. So now, in US, this trend is becoming where people are now serving a lot of food which is non-gluten, and they are labeling it as gluten-free food. And of course, the charges are high, but people who are on such gluten-free diet, they have realized that it does help them do away with the stomach discomfort and the regular need to go to toilet. Now, along the way, the next thing is genetically modified food, GMO. GMO food is a big thing because, especially in the US, where 85 to 90% of all grown foods and vegetables are genetically modified. The word genetically modified means that what they do is, if you look at normal grown grains and vegetables, after a natural process of a few days or a period of time, they will start to get bad or spoiled. Like an apple will get spoiled, or even beans, you start having weevils in it. But once the Americans have learned this method of genetically modifying it, such that all of them will look fresh for a longer time, and the beans will not have weevils coming out of them. Now, of course, this is good for the farmers because they get better yield and they come out with better products to sell in the market, and the wastage is less, and they are not affected by insects or natural organisms which can come and affect them. But because of it is chemically done to become genetically modified, it does affect the consumers who end up taking it. Some of the countries, for example, India has got a ban on GMO products. They don't allow genetically modified agriculture in India. But in US, this is a big thing. That is why nowadays, you look at it, even soya, which is supposedly a very good product, yes, protein-wise is high. But if you are using American soya, it will be most of the time it will be a genetically modified soya which is used, and it does affect the body, the health of the person who's consuming it. So a lot of people are nowadays looking for non-GMO foods. They are looking for products which carry the label of non-GMO. As you can see here, it says non-GMO. Of course, it has to be certified and verified. If not, everybody will simply claim that it is non-GMO. So there's a big demand for products which are not genetically modified. Along the same line, there is this next group of foods which is organic food. I suppose if you go up to supermarkets, even if you go up to Tesco, you will notice that lately, when I say lately means I would say over the past 6 months, you will notice that under the fresh produce, the vegetable section, the section where they sell organic food has become bigger and bigger. I remember about a year and a half ago, they used to carry only 2 or 3 organic stuff there. But now I noticed that the space has grown easily 10 times, and you can get a lot of organic foods there. The only problem with organic foods right now is very, very expensive. In some of my seminars I've compared, it is easily 5 to 7 times the cost of a normal non-organic food. So organic, of course, organic is again something which the producers claim, and it has to be certified. You have to be sure that they are really organic foods. If not, unscrupulous traders will just sell normal products as organic and charge you 5 to 6 times more. Now, as I've said, even if you go up to supermarkets, they have a lot of these organic salads, which you can buy and you can consume for your meal. and there's even organic eggs, so there are a lot of organic spices nowadays. Practically everybody is jumping into the word organic, and they're trying to find everything which they can label it as organic. So there is a demand for organic because it has been proven that anything which is organic is also good for your health, and people are taking it to prevent cancer because they think cancer is caused by all the chemicals and pesticides which are sprayed onto the normal agricultural produce. So this is once it's organic, the word organic basically is produce which is done without using chemicals. Anything where they use they use chemical fertilizers and all that. But so right now, like I said, this is it's a business opportunity in food. Of course, I'm talking about all these various opportunities, and this is one of the business opportunities where organic and healthy food is the big thing. Now we move on. The next thing is about home renovation and interior design. There's a lot of as you know, there are a lot of new buildings, and especially condominiums and apartments are coming up in many places. Now the old way of living used to be, people used to have very big houses where they just, because of the space, they just don't do too much of the interior decor. They go more for space. But the present style of living is in condominiums and high-end apartments, where a lot of people are staying in this concept called cocooning. That means they prefer to go out, work, come back, and the moment they enter into the apartment or condominium or flat, they like to just cocoon themselves inside it. That means they like to just stay inside it, and they do as much as they can to decorate and renovate and make fantastic interior design such that they feel so much at home, and they don't feel like having to go out. They have their indoor gardens and everything. So I noticed that lately that a lot of people are spending a lot of money on interior decoration and home renovation to suit according to their taste, and it's becoming quite a good business. And this is the trend is of course getting better because more and more people are going into interior decor. Now I like to go on to the next one. This is about this is something very interesting. This is about pets. Now pets means cats, dogs, where people taking care of pets. And even though a lot of condominiums and apartments nowadays ban people from having pets, but there are now even dogs. There are outdoor dogs, the road dogs and the house dogs. They have very well kept dogs. Now if you notice, there are a lot of shops which are now coming up which provide services for pets. When I hit Google search for pet care, I was really shocked when I saw that there are 408 million results for the word pet care search. So when you have 408 million results, you know that it is a big business, and this pet business is getting big. There's one pet care shop in Batulanchang, where even to take your dog for his regular bath, wash, you have to fix an appointment. There are people who trim their toenails, and there's so many equipments involved in taking care of pets. In Malaysia, cats is another big business. A lot of food, special food is created for them. There are people who spend easily few $100s per month just on their pet. Now in the US, a lot of new developments have come up, as you can see in this slide. You can fix this instrument in your house, and you are in the office with your iPad, and at the sound you can initiate a sound from your end, maybe your own voice. You'll have this voice sounding, so the dog will be at home. The moment it hears the sound coming out of the equipment in the house, it will run towards it, and on the screen it will be able to see the owner's face, and the owner on the other hand can see the face of the dog. So both the owner and the dog are happy. And a further development of this version is by clicking a button, the owner can actually dispense food from this equipment. It will drop some food, some dog food which the dog can eat. These are some of the things which people are doing for their pets nowadays. Now if you go further, if you go into the net search, you'll find that there are so many things. One of it is this very interesting thing called Go Pets. There is a taxi service run in the US, and closest to us is even in Singapore. They have this business where they have a taxi just meant for dogs, cats, pets, So the driver sits in front, and at the back is all closed up area. So you just book a time, they'll come and pick up the dog, and they'll take it for a ride, say 1 hour ride or half an hour ride around the city. On a weekend, on Saturdays, Sundays, they'll take it around for a drive, and then they'll bring it, and then they'll leave it at home. This is mainly because if you do, like example, in Singapore, owning a car is very expensive. So people hire out taxis to take them for a ride. And you'll be surprised, it costs Singapore 80 ringgit for a round trip of 1 hour. So the dog is taken for a 1 hour ride into the city. So the driver takes it around. Of course, the dog will be barking. This guy will be listening to music. But the dog becomes happy, and then they send it back home. Now, a further extension of this, if you go and search up in the web, you'll see a lot of people even provide services where they'll come and take the dog out and let it poop, and they'll clean up everything, and they'll send it back to you, to your apartment. So taking care of pets has become a big business. I just hope that they don't provide such taxi services for snakes and crocodiles. If the crocodile, if you have a pet crocodile, you go for a ride, probably you'll never come back and swallow the driver. But this is a big business in the world. Like I said, when you hit pet care, you'll see 408 million results coming out. Now, as we go along, we'll go into the next business opportunity, which is on self-development and self-awakening. Now, there's a lot of people now due to affluence, people have a lot of money, and people have the leisure and time to spend more and more time on themselves. So some of the examples of these are retreats for the tired mind. People feel that society is too busy, too hectic, and there's too much to be. They're chasing after too many things. So people are always looking for a place where they can go and relax and let the mind be free. Now, as we know, the mobile phone is a very useful gadget for a lot of us, but it can also become a big burden to you, or a big nuisance, because there will be too many things for you to handle. People keep on calling you, and there is a lot of things you have to do. So there are many places where people have now opened up a lot of retreats for people to come and relax, especially like even in Perak, in the hilly areas, Pahang. They have disclosed like a club kind of retreats where they have cottages where people do, one of the condition of participating in such retreats is no handphone, no iPad, no communication. They just go there for a few days, you forget about everything, and you just relax. You do a little bit of gardening, walking, be with nature, then you go back. There are many Singaporeans who come down and they spend time, and then they go back, they rest and they recreate, and then they go back for a normal life, and then they come back when they feel tired, the soul feels tired. Another classic example of this is a Buddhist organization called Vipassana. They run 10-day programs where you can go and attend. In Penang, they have it up in Penang Hill. It's all a free 10-day program. You can sign up online. You can go online, hit Vipassana, and you will be able to get details. They run it in, there are almost, I think, every other week, every once or twice a month, they have this 10-day retreat where moment you go in, the first thing you get rid of all your worldly thing, no money, no phones, no iPad, everything is kept in a locker and locked up. And for 10 days you live a life of silence. You're not even supposed to talk to your neighboring person, no lectures, no seminars, no slides, no nothing. You get up in the morning, you just go and sit in the hall, and it's non-religious, no religious talk given. Just go and sit there, and you just be within yourself. You try to empty your mind and try to be silent and learn a lot of things for yourself and discover your own self. So such things are provided free because they want people to learn to calm down and take care of their, to be conscious of their body, their mind and their soul. It's a very interesting program which I know many people, and I am trying very hard, and I'm really going to go attend this program to find out what is it all about, because in the modern times, modern world, to go away for 10 days and without any communication is something which not many of us can really accept or believe. But there are such things. They have two centers. One is here. One more is in a place called Gabang in Pahang. And it's an international organization. You can go and attend anywhere in the world. Now, the next area of business which I like to talk about is, just let me get the slide right. The next one is on recreation and leisure area. And it's a lot to do with holidays, again something to do with the earlier self-development and self-awakening. People like to go, like if you notice recently in Sarawak, I think, Sabah, Sarawak, where the two tourists were abducted. These are places where people go for scuba diving and places which are lonely, and people like to just go and spend a quiet time there for themselves. The difference between the earlier is self-development, where you go for your own self. Here is usually people go in as a group, as friends, as families, where you go and spend time among yourself. Taman Negara in Malaysia is one good example. There are many places in the foothills of Genting Highlands where you can go, and they have these retreats with rivers running, and they have four-wheel adventures, and you can go trekking into the jungle, where you see early morning you go see the paws of tigers. So a lot of people like to get away from the drag of life and go to such places. And another thing about this recreational leisure area is a lot of big housing schemes nowadays emphasize on this need for theme parks within the housing scheme. They provide a lot of facilities and landscaping and gardens. Those days they'll only provide a playground with a few swings and things for children, but nowadays they go one step higher and they provide you with theme parks. I noticed there's a signboard nearby here where they have this housing scheme with seven phases and 4 theme parks. So they build a lot of beautiful theme parks, but a lot of people are looking forward to such kind of facilities. Now, the next area is on environmental health. There's a lot of people nowadays believe that the environment has been spoiled. Rivers are facing a lot of pollution, and we have all this haze coming in from all over. So the environment is not as healthy as what it used to be. So in this respect, there are a lot of things which people are looking for, which are not detrimental to the environment, the ozone layer and all. So a lot of people are looking for organic, like for example, even yesterday's newspaper, you see they have now launched a new mosquito spray, Buzz Away, which uses organic components, organic ingredients. Now, if you look at a normal mosquito spray at home, after you spray it, you will see a patch of oil, because this is all chemical based. So now they are all looking at things which are all created using organic things, and Penang state government is now coming up with a smoke-free state. They are banning smoking all over the state, and you can get arrested if you were to smoke in any part. And they're trying to make it a very serious effort. It started out with restaurants and theaters. Now, and people used to go public places. Now they're even making it difficult. Eventually, they'll say no smoking anywhere except in your own room or your own house. Even in workplaces, they'll provide cubicles where you just don't smoke. Everybody smokes and takes each other's smoke into themselves. And also, there's talking about environmental health. Even products, any product you create where you can claim that it has not been tested on nature or animals, that means it's this product not been tested on animals, which means there's no harm to the environment, has got a good marketing opportunity. Like, for example, Body Shop, as you all know, started off by not using animals for testing. Crabtree and Evelyn, Avon, all these are products which takes into account the environmental impact of their product. Even if you do a housing development or any development, big project nowadays, you have to have an environmental impact study, So without the environment impact study, the government also does not allow projects to come up. In Penang, some landowner went and cleared the Penang Hill, one part of it, and there's a lot of hue and cry, because as you travel on the bridge towards Penang, you can see this big patch on the Penang Hill. So a lot of people started making noise, and the state government had to force the owner of the land to replant the trees and put back trees which they have taken away from them. So this again a lot to do with taking care of the environment. Now this is the 12th one, is because there's a lot of mobile apps. Everything has now got an app for taxis. For taxis, there is an app. I remember recently one day I forgot about my wife's birthday, and you know what can happen when you forget about your wife's birthday, you hue and cry. So a friend next to me said, this is a great opportunity to create an app to remind people about birthdays. So about 2 weeks or a week before birthdays, you get reminded, and the app will immediately connect you to florists, connect you to cake shops, or connect you to anything to do with gifts for birthdays. And you can just, using the mobile app, you can just book up everything, and the birthday is all set up and everything happens, So where it was a discomfort by forgetting dates, now these apps will make sure that you don't forget, but instead they'll also end up making you spend a lot of money to make sure that everything runs well. Now, just a quick thing, why it is important, because 87% of the world population now use mobile devices. That's why mobile apps are becoming very popular. So everybody uses, the statistics are all there, they say that smartphone, the average smartphone user has 65 apps installed, and it's increasing. So you can imagine the number of apps which are always in demand. If you create something new, there are people who will take it up, and mobile apps is definitely a good business to get into. Now, this is the main 12 businesses which I wanted to talk about. Now, very quickly, I'll just go through and I'll tell you, you can see that the analysts predicted the food trend. Lemon, if you go up to supermarkets, I've been a lemon drinker for many years. I take anything, water, everything I drink, I always have lemon. Lemon is all yellowish in color, while lime is green. Lime is acidic, lemon is alkaline. Now, lately, as I go into supermarkets, I notice that lemons are selling off very, very fast. A lot of people have now realized that lemons are very good for them. Everybody is buying up lemon, and they're adding it. You can either squeeze the juice, or you can just slice it and add it to your water, which you drink every day, and it cleans up your system. Green tea is another big thing. There's a lot of demand for green tea, so if you can come out with a green tea product, a lot of people are interested in it. Using lemon, you can come out with green tea with lemon in it. And if you notice lately, a A lot of places you see these Middle Eastern and Mediterranean restaurants opening up, and a lot of people are patronizing such shops because their food is also a little bit spicy and suiting our kind of taste. A lot of dairy now is using nuts, that means almonds, cashew nuts, pistachio, and hazelnut. All these are now being used a lot. Egg yolk is a big thing now. Poaching and steaming. If you look at it, steamed food is one of the best food recommended for good health, because anything which is fried in oil and all that is supposedly not good for the health. So poaching and steaming is a good thing. Seaweed is another good thing coming out. It's been discovered that seaweed has got a lot of health benefits. So food using seaweed is a big trend nowadays. And the others there, then you can see. I just want to check with you if you want to do any business into any new products, anything to do with food products are coming out. Make sure you go in for halal. Now, if you all know, a lot of people will know that Penang used to be very famous for two things. One is this jeruk, all these jeruk items, all these soap items, all this you can see in the picture. There are a lot of soap items. If you go to Chaurasta market, if anybody from outstation comes to Penang for holidays, the order is always given to buy back jeruk and tausapian. Tausapian is a green peas kind of ball. So a lot of people will go and buy this thing. But if you notice, 1 year ago, a smart guy called Pa Ali, he came out with the first halal jeruk. Before that, ever since I was a kid, for the past 50 years, I've seen jeruk sold just as jeruk. They'll just sell it, But ever since this guy came out with his new thing called halal jeruk, it has become a big hit. So much so that everywhere you can see this guy opening up a shop and people are buying it because it's halal. So even if I come and visit Penang, I'd rather buy a halal jeruk and give to my friends rather than buying a normal one. Now, tausapian is another big thing. Of course, tausapian is made by Chinese. I only wish people like Him Yang and Yi Hyang will come out with a halal tausapian, and their business will go up easily 5 to 10 times, because then everybody all over Malaysia will start buying it. Right now they don't put halal there, so you can see the importance of halal when it comes to selling food products. Now, the next thing is about supermarkets. There's a lot of trends coming up in supermarkets, 10 big trends nowadays. I put 7 here. Actually, there should be about 10. There are about 9 here. Breakfast, anything to protein foods is now become very much in demand, because when you take foods with a lot of protein in it, the chances of you losing weight is like if you have a big belly, eating a lot of protein food like chicken, all that is makes your belly not go up so big. So it's considered a good health food. International foods, and you got to have brands, private brands, and packaging is important. Community causes, that means you got to have programs where you take care of the community also. So it's quite a new thing which people are doing. So if you talk about it, just to share with you, farming, as I told you earlier, population in the world is becoming bigger, land is becoming scarce, growing vegetables is becoming very, very difficult. These are just some quick pictures of how the new kind of vegetables are grown on multi-story. You might even end up multi-story complexes which are just housing vegetables. They grow vegetables for that. Now, having said all these things, just want to share with you that I actually run a program. This is just to share with you that a lot of people, like I told you, world statistics shows that when you come out with, when you start entering into a business, 1 in 10, that means about 90 to 94% of new businesses actually fails within 1 to 2 years of their startup. Now, this statistics is not new; it's been there, it's all over the world. A lot of new businesses actually collapse, and they shut their doors because of many reasons. Mainly because, just like I shared with you, I can tell you that there are so many good businesses out there, but how many people will actually be able to monetize it or to make it into a viable and feasible and profitable business. So what I do is just to share with you, I have created a business system. I've created a business system which I call it I call it the breakthrough impact. I put dots after I, am, PACT because all these words, I stands for something and all this. So I do guide, I hold people's hand and guide them through business, how to set up their own business and how to make it a success. Now, the word impact stands for, as you can see in this diagram, it stands for, just hang on, let me get the slides right. It stands for the impact. The I stands for infrastructure, which means, the I stands for infrastructure. You start from the bottom, you start from I at the bottom, infrastructure, and then come to marketing, and then position, and then advertising and costing, and then transaction. This is a model which I've developed to guide people into business. If you're interested, this is how it works. Under infrastructure, we talk about what type of business, how you name your company, and then opening up bank account, how you can set up a website within one day, and how you can set up an online store, because e-commerce is a big thing. A lot of people are buying things online, so you have to set up and the necessary certification, and then trademark registering a product comes under intellectual property, and then the relevant softwares, logistics, how you're going to transport, how you're going to distribute, and the necessary staffs. And then you got to do your accounting part. You got to get your projected figures correct before you can go into business, so that later on you can compare backwards to see whether you have actually achieved what you set out to do. Now, just sharing with you all, talking about infrastructure, some of us might think, so what, I got something, I can just go start off and move with it. Now, there are a number of examples. Lately, I've been helping a friend who just brought in one product and he just started selling it out without doing proper agreement with the supplier on the branding and the pricing and the region which he can sell into. Now, he spent quite a lot of money, quite a bit of money to get the whole thing organized and to get the business moving. Unfortunately, along the way, he realized that the supplier did not want to do a formal agreement with him, by which time he has already spent some money, and then he realized that he's stuck and he cannot move forward, and whatever spent has been burned, and all this happened because he did not get his necessary documents, the agreements done up from the supplier, So some of these things can happen. Intellectual property is another problem. If you don't register your trademark, especially when it starts getting successful, others will start using the name, and by the time you're going to start arguing about it, a lot of money has been spent to go through legal to get all this sorted out. Now, the website is very important because nowadays everybody looks for products through the net. Even myself, every time I want something, I just hit the web and I get information from the web. So if you don't have a very good website which gives all the relevant information to the potential customer, I mean, you might, through the website, you might not end up doing an e-commerce transaction. He might not buy online from you, but basic information is obtained from the website, like information about your product, which previously they might have to come to the shop to find out. But if you have a good, properly designed website, they'll be able to get a lot of information from your website. Now, this is the I, under the impact, the I part of it, the infrastructure. The next is the marketing. Now, you have to identify your USP, the unique selling point, why your product is different from the others. If you cannot find a USP for your product, then you won't be able to sell it to the consumer. They don't see value in why they should buy your product against the other person's product. So unless the consumers find value in what you're selling up there, and it's got to be unique, that's why they call it the unique selling point. If you don't have a unique selling point, you will be struggling. That's where under the strategies they came out with the blue ocean and the red ocean strategy. We will discuss this in detail with you under the marketing part of this. We'll tell you what is the difference between blue ocean and red ocean strategies. Branding, how you should brand your product, what kind of colors you should use. Just to share, all over the world, red color is the most popular brand color. Accreditation, like you have been endorsed by Malaysian Medical Association, if you have a health product, or you're certified by the Institute of Medical Research, all this, and testimonials. These are things which helps you to market your product. The next thing is position under impact. We are at P. So how you're going to channel, which channels are you going to use your product to distribute, how are you going to go through main supermarkets, hypermarkets, or are you going to have salesmen, are you going to set up your own network of distribution, and which segment of customers are you targeting? Are you targeting the higher end, like Rolex watches, or are you targeting very basic target market? So you got to know how you're going to position your product. The next thing under impact is advertising. Sorry, the slide is advertising. How you're going to advertise, how you are going to create inbound marketing. In marketing, they call it the inbound and outbound. Inbound means people come looking for your product. Outbound means you're trying to get people from outside to come and buy your product. So there are advertisement can cost a lot of money. It's very expensive. Like I said, even you go for a full-page newspaper, star paper advertisement, it can make you poorer by about 18,000 per page. So how do you do cheap, effective advertisement? I have a lot of ways of doing cheap advertisements, where cheap but effective advertisement. And then we come on to the next one, costing. How do you cost? How do you position your product in terms of pricing against the others? How do you differentiate between margins and markup? How do you sell your product such that you got enough profits to cover your marketing budget? And you got to know your basic accounting and managing your cash flow. Next to it, we come to the last part, which is transaction. Under transactions, I talk about bank account. I teach you how to set up how to get your business funded by the bank, how to secure bank loan. Now, I can share with you which sector of business the bank will favor. There are certain sectors for which, when you apply it, the bank will straight away tell you, sorry, we cannot finance you because this is not under our priority sector. So I can tell you which are the priority sectors, which are the non-priority sectors, how to use bank facilities, how to do your proper invoicing collection, how to go for government grant, how to set up your credit terms, policies. So under the impact model, I'll be able to teach you all these things. Now I do regular seminars, or if you're interested, you can contact us. Like I said, very quickly, I just tell you my next seminar. I got a 2-hour seminar. These are the dates for my next health seminar, which is on a Wednesday, 7th of May at Raviraj Alma, or in Penang, USM on the 11th of May. Sunday is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. program. It's a free program. You can learn how to take care of your health, how to live without any medication, without having to take any medication, live healthily without medication. That's the theme of the talk. Now, if you're interested for any of these business services, or you need some help, or if you need us to hold your hand through some business programs, you can contact us. This is my contact details. You can email to us at lifonwell@gmail.com, or the contact number is 011-240-75863, or you can check out our website www.lifonwell.com. is Lif, L-I-F-O-N, well, Lif-On well, that means you live long time healthily. That's the end. You can also see us on our Facebook. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I have made your time 1 hour worth it. just shared whatever I know about what's the businesses which you can get into as time goes on. Now we are trying to get this whole webinar into a link. If we get it done, we'll email to you so that you can listen to it later, or you can send it to others, to share. And if you think that this webinar was useful to you, you can share it with your friends and colleagues and all that. So take care. God bless you. Thank you. And if you have any feedbacks, you feel something is good, either you can send us by Facebook or email, or even you can go onto the chat column